Do you ever just go on like Google and type in best summer fragrances for men? No? Or if you do, you've probably stumbled across some of these articles, which upon reading them, kind of tell you that those people have no idea what they're talking about. I'm not saying I'm a professional, because I'm not. And really, when it comes to fragrances, they're all subjective. So you can put a list together of whatever you want, and there's really no right or wrong. But there are definitely good suggestions and bad and or misleading suggestions out there, believe it or not. Some of these websites are huge too, like GQ will do stuff like this, Men's Health, among many others. And so it can really be kind of entertaining. If you got a couple minutes of your time to look through some of these and you want a little bit of a laugh, I highly recommend it. And so I stumbled across this website here. They actually have some surprisingly solid picks in this one. Now, I will link the article down below. It's a list of 20. I didn't want to cover 20. I'm only covering 10. From the way they have it here, I don't even think they have them in order either. So it's not like a top 10 definitively. So what I ended up doing towards the end was I swapped a couple out from the bottom of the list and put them up, just because some things got a little bit strange in here, and I'll tell you what I mean, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. For the most part, they did good, but a few of them are a little sus. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this list here, and I'm going to rate these from 1 to 10 based off of how I think they did, if I think what they chose as a good summer fragrance or not. So we're going to start this one off at the number 10 spot here. Again, they're kind of out of order, and I don't think they put them in an order anyway, but we'll get to that. This is going to be FERRAGAMO UOMO, and this is Urban Feel. So this is a really, really nice fresh one. You get a ton of ambroxan. Of all notes, there's a slight incense note in here, which is a little bit strange, but it does exist apparently according to Fragrantica. Bergamot, grapefruit, all of that stuff, musk, and of course the heavy hitter being ambroxan. Definitely a summer fragrance. I mean, when you smell this one right off the rip, it is freshness overload. Gives you this tingly sensation from all the aroma chems in here. So I'm going to start this one off with a 10 out of 10. Now, again, this rating is not me rating the fragrance. Like, I don't think this is a 10 out of 10. Again, I'm talking about the accuracy of which it's presented. For a summer scent, yeah, this is a summer scent. So good job, 10 out of 10. Number 9. When you hear this sound and then you think of summer fragrances video, normally it isn't a good fit. There is one fragrance from this line that could be considered a summer fragrance, but it's discontinued, and this is not that. This, of all things, is SPICEBOMB Night Vision. So this one has notes of pistachio and black pepper and all of that stuff. There's a lot. There's a myriad of notes here across the spectrum, from citrus to fruits to sweeter notes to woody notes to spicy notes. There's a lot going on. I really don't think this is much of a summer fragrance. I personally just not something I think about at all in summertime. Now, I'm not super in love with Night Vision as it is. If I had to choose a Night Vision that I liked, it would be the Eau de Parfum. But again, I'm not judging this based off of how much I like the scent. It's just I really don't think this is much of a summer scent. But to give them the benefit of the doubt, there is orange and grapefruit in here. And so I guess off the opening from a couple top notes, maybe you can classify it as that. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. I guess some people could pull it off in summer. You get that orange grapefruit up top. It transitions into something further away from that. You know, 4 out of 10. Nice try. Could be, I guess, but not too much. Up next, we have MONTBLANC Explore. So fancy seeing this one here, right? It's an AVENTUS clone. And spoiler alert, they also included AVENTUS later on in the list. And I think from here on out, it's in the order of which they placed them top down from 1 to 10. I just supplemented a couple at the very bottom, but I think from here on out, it's the order that they put them. So yeah, they put 2 AVENTUS smelling fragrances within the top 10. I think it is a summer fragrance, 100%. I think AVENTUS is too. Spoiler alert, as if people didn't know that already, or at least my thoughts on it anyway, most people do. 10 out of 10, summer fragrance for sure. Now, at number 7, we have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, and in specific, they put in the Eau de Toilette, just the original Pour Homme here. Definitely a summertime scent for sure. I mean, no doubt about it. C notes, grapefruit, all of that stuff. I'm actually going to give this one a 7 out of 10. And the reason why is because if you're in the market for a summer fragrance, instead of getting this, I would get the O Intense version, which is going to be right here if I don't knock something else off the shelf. O Intense. I would get this over the original. That's just me. I think a lot of people would agree as well. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the OG, but I do think the Intense is better. And if you're picking one up, just get this one. So, you know, definitely a summer scent, but better alternatives out there within the same line. 7 out of 10. Now, number 6 is a little bit strange here. It's Calvin Klein Eternity Flame. Now, I looked everywhere for my bottle. I can't seem to find it, unless it's in this box. No, it's not. That was my last hope. There's another box there. That's probably out there in one of those boxes at the bottom. I can't find it. But Eternity Flame, I'm not really feeling that one as a summer scent. I'm not. They do have a description, and they do that with all of these, some more cookie cutter. It says, let your inner light shine with Eternity Flame, putting a twist on the classic Calvin Klein fragrance, a timeless option for hot and sunny days, they say. It's fruity and aromatic, top notes blend with perfectly its spicy and leathery undertones. That's something you typically look for in a summer freshie. You'll want more than one bottle, they say. Not really sure why, but they say that. 3 out of 10. It has that fruity accord. I understand. Look, these people probably aren't, you know, super invested in the hobby. They're probably looking at notes, checking things out. Fruity, summer, they correlate that. 3 out of 10. Not really your best choice, but I guess it could work if you were a fan of the scent enough. Now, just as you thought it couldn't get any more bizarre, number 5, and yes, this is no joke, this is the real deal, number 5, summer fragrance. Armani Code ABSOLU. Feels wrong even just saying that. Feel a little bit dirty right now. Just feel like I'm straight up lying, but it's not even my video. I mean, this is not even my list. So yeah, according to them, number 5 spot, Armani Code ABSOLU. So remember how I said that they give it a little description with each one of these? Like for Eternity Flame, they said it's, you know, a timeless option for hot and sunny days. Here's the description for Armani Code ABSOLU. It's seduced the entire room in Armani Code ABSOLU. And by the way, they say absolute, which it's not. Featuring a tonka bean base, which is iconic to the Armani range, a rum accord, and vanilla. None of those accords really sound like summer to me. This is an unforgettable scent with spicy and sophisticated touch. You won't want to miss this fragrance. It's for the confident man who favors the bold. That sounds cool. That's a great description. But nowhere in here did they say anything about summer. They completely gave up on that part. They're like, yeah, guys, we've got nothing here. Trying to relate this one to summer isn't going to happen, so we're just going to pass on that. Just about every other description here, they talk about the seaside, a sunny breeze, all this and stuff. But this one here, none of that. 1 out of 10. This is not a summer fragrance. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time on the designer side for winter time. For summer, no. 1 out of 10. So at number 4, we have PRADAL Water Splash. So kind of getting back on track here, literally one into the other. It's got iris, musk, citruses. It's very similar to the original PRADAL, and to that note, it's very similar to PRADAL Low. All fit into the same boat, except for this one has a little bit more of a watery feel. It's even lighter and fresher than the original PRADAL. So I definitely do think it's a summertime scent. I mean, you even look at the bottle and the name, it screams summer. You know, I'm actually going to give this one a 9 out of 10, and that sounds bizarre after what I just said. The only reason why is because I think this could really be a signature scent. When I think of a summer fragrance, I think of a fragrance that's kind of just built for summer in a lot of instances. And a lot of these can also be signature scents, but I think this one kind of can't be generalized. Maybe it's just a summer scent. I kind of think of it as all year round. I don't know, 9 out of 10 for me. Number 3, kind of cool to see. This is Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Aqua. So I'm a big fan of Costa Azzurra. The private blend versions, and now they reintroduced it into the new signature line, which I thought was pretty cool. And Costa Azzurra Aqua is just, this hasn't even been sprayed in a while, wasn't even primed. It's kind of a cool touch. Kind of random, because they're throwing stuff all over the board here, and this is kind of not talked about as much as some of the others, so it was cool to see. And I definitely think it's a great summer scent. I wouldn't wear this one any other time of the year. So for me, 10 out of 10. It's definitely a summer scent. Number 2, Creed AVENTUS. So yeah, like I said earlier, 2 AVENTUS smelling fragrances within the top 10 here. I look back at the article, and Explorer, they did have a number 12, so I was a little bit off there, but still pretty close to each other and still in the same article for sure. 2 AVENTUS smelling fragrances. For me, Creed AVENTUS is definitely a summer scent. It's another one of those deals, kind of like the Prada, I guess, where it could be a signature scent. So however you want to look at it, you know, it's kind of, I gave Explorer a 10 out of 10 because I think it's great for summertime. I could give this one a 10 out of 10 because I like it best in summer, but it's also a signature scent. So it's kind of conflicting. You know, 10 out of 10, I suppose, but it's my favorite time to wear it in the summertime, but I also wear it all year round. You know, I don't know. It can kind of be hard to stick with the criteria here for rating stuff, but I do think that this was a good option to put in the video, or to put in their article for sure. Good job, Creed AVENTUS. Although I don't think we needed 2 AVENTUS style ones in the same thing, but whatever. And at the number 1 spot is actually INVICTUS Legend. So again, I don't think this is like the number 1. I don't think they were in order, but it just so happened to be at the top of the list, I guess, when you're looking at their article. INVICTUS Legend, really nice option. It's got bay leaf, it's got grapefruit, sea notes, right? There's a bunch of amber in here as well. It's the INVICTUS smell, but I don't really want to call it more aquatic. But I don't know. It more salty and ambery to me, and the bay leaf kind of gives it a different twist going on. There's actually some sweetness, and so because of that, I'm actually going to give it an 8 out of 10 because of that sweetness. Everything else to me checks out as a summer scent. I'm all for it. I think INVICTUS ACQUA was the most summertime appropriate, and of course they discontinued both versions. This could be kind of your next best bet. It has less of that straight up like literal bubblegum smell that INVICTUS has, but a little bit more of an ambery sweetness with some sea salt more so thrown in. So however you look at it, depends on what you want in a summer fragrance. 8 out of 10. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. Rating 10 great summer fragrances for men according to just some article I found. Thought this would be a little bit interesting, and the reason why I wanted to do this too is because there were a couple in here that were just a little bit weird. I will link these all down below. For the most part, pretty solid summer list. So if you want to check any of these out at a discount, use the links. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.